Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of At the Buzzer Sports, where we talk all things basketball all the time. And today we got a film breakdown, and we're going to be talking about Zaccharie Rissacher, who has been playing pretty well for the Atlanta Hawks to start off the season. He's been a little inefficient, and there's some things that he can get better on offensively and defensively, as comes with any rookie. But I think a lot of people have been having this notion that the 2024 draft class has been playing bad. Now, they have not been lighting the world on fire like we would expect from other draft classes. Paolo Banchero in 2023, Victor Wembanyama in 2024, such as and follows. But I still think there are some things that he has done extremely well this season, and we're going to break all of that down for you guys in this episode of Film Breakdown. So this season, Rissacher has been giving you about 12 points with 3.5 rebounds on 37, 26, 65 splits. And this is a split. This is efficiency that you would not want to see from Zaccharie Rissacher. But one thing that really intrigues me is the off-ball movement and the way he is able to create open shots off the ball. So you may be concerned at the three-point percentage as of right now, but they're going to start falling because he is creating the looks for himself and he is capitalizing off of the gravity that Trae Young provides. So that's one thing I want to get into this breakdown. And the next thing I want to say is over the last 4 games, Zaccharie Rissacher has been giving you 18 points per game. He's been giving you 32% from the 3-point line, 46% from the field, and 67% from the line. And there's also some things that really intrigue me defensively for him as well. So let's get started. We're going to start off with Jalen Johnson right here, bringing the ball up the floor, and he's going to run an inverted pick and roll with Trae Young. So if we just start the film session early on, he's going to bring the ball up floor. Trae Young immediately is going to set the screen for Jalen Johnson to try and get the switch for Ayo Dosunmu. But instead of taking that and going one-on-one, he's going to do a DHO with Zaccharie Rissacher to get him an open look from 3. Trae Young sets the screen or a half screen. He gets it to Zaccharie Rissacher, and he bottoms it. So that's something that they kind of ran for him to get going, for him to get a feel around the 3-point line. The next possession I want to talk about, or another possession I want to talk about, is his transition game. You know, I think he's very smart as a transition player, given the opportunity that he should be able to progress as a pull-up 3-point shooter or just as a transition 3-point shooter. He has the length to be able to put the ball on the floor and finish around the rim. That is something I would want to see him get better at as of right now, but you see the upside in what he's doing. So to start off, Malik Monk is going to bring the ball up floor. He's going to try and get a pass off to Domantas Sabonis, and it's going to be broken up by Onyeka Okongwu. Jalen Johnson's going to get the ball in transition, and I'm going to stop right here. So now we have 2 Sacramento Kings who are kind of out of the play, and 3 who are really not in the play as well. I mean, if you look at Keon Ellis right here, he doesn't really look like he's much in the play due to Trae Young trying to block him out of the transition. So there's a 3-on-2 situation with Jalen Johnson, David Roddy, and Zaccharie Rissacher. There are only 2 Sacramento Kings here. So one of them is going to have to pick up the ball, and the other is going to have to choose. So Kevin Huerter is either going to pick up the ball, and Malik Monk is going to take Rissacher, or Malik Monk is going to take the ball, and Kevin Huerter is going to take David Roddy. Malik Monk ends up deciding to take the ball, and Zaccharie Rissacher fills the lanes correctly, just staying wide so he can create a better lane for Jalen Johnson. I think that is something that is extremely underrated when it comes to transition play. So I like to see that from Zaccharie Rissacher, and he gets downhill, he gets the open lob opportunity, and he just doesn't catch it. So that's something that I would love to see him get better at, but the way he got himself open in the transition is something that is very intriguing and something we can look towards in the future. Okay, same situation here. Zaccharie Rissacher is on defense at the moment. He's going to get out in transition. Let's watch. So Dyson Daniel is guarding Cade. He's going to fight through those screens. Larry Nance is going to make a decent play, or Dyson Daniels does. And if we just pause it right here, you can see, if we just go back for a quick second, you can see as soon as they get out in transition, he's immediately picking a side of the floor. He sees that David Roddy is wide to the left. He's going to go wide to the right. Trae Young is going to cover the middle. And once again, they're going to have to choose. And now Tim Hardaway is not ready for Zaccharie Rissacher, who has a full head of steam getting downhill. Trae Young notices it. Zaccharie Rissacher is going to get the ball, and he's going to finish inside, which is a lot better than the last attempt that we just saw. I think Rissacher has the real ability to become an off-ball threat, as I forget to make my screen full. But there's a lot of things you can do with him. Just him having the potential to be a motion shooter, somebody who is good in transition, somebody who can cut off the ball. So if we take a look here, he's going to set the screen for Trae Young. And the plan is for it to be a pick and pop. But when we look at all this open floor right here, the Isaiah Stewart and Malik Beasley are going to trap Trae Young. Zaccharie Rissacher is trying to get the open three. That's how it was designed. But him noticing that there is so much open space right here, and even if K does collapse to Rissacher, you now have Jalen Johnson open on the left wing as well. So it's either going to become rotations until somebody makes a play, or it's going to be a spot up three for Jalen Johnson. So Zaccharie Rissacher is going to be at the top of the key waiting to shoot the ball. He then notices, let me get downhill, let me get into the teeth of the defense. But the problem is he does not score it. Guys, he does not score the ball. So that's something that I really noticed with his game so far. He has to get better at finishing around the rim. Okay, if we just take a quick look at his shot diet here, between 0 and 3 feet, he's taking 26% of his shots between 0 and 3 feet, and 20% from 3 to 10 feet. He's almost not shooting any mid-ranges, which once again, as a role player, you're looking to get easy threes or easy shots around the rim. So I can understand why there's a combined 46% for 0 to 10 feet and a 46% from the 3-ball line. But if we look around 0 to 3 feet, he is finishing at 45%, 44.5% if you don't want to round up. And that is not good as of right now. And I know he's a little skinny, he's a little slight, so he's going to be able to get pushed off his spots a lot. So that's something that you're going to want to see progress. And I think that's something that is going to progress once he has more time in the league. But this is something that, as of right now, is alarming, but you don't want to react. As of right now, they've only played 12 games at most, so maybe there's an opportunity where he starts finishing around there a little bit better. Even around 3 to 10 feet is not the best, 44%. So we're going to give it time, but he's definitely creating the looks for himself to get those easy looks around the rim and beyond the arc. So sooner or later, they're going to start falling. But one thing that intrigues me the most with Rissacher is the way he's getting himself open in these looks next to Trae Young. Here's another play where I believe Zaccharie Rissacher is creating the best looks for himself. As you can tell, the defense is heavily committed on Trae Young. They are doubling him with Kevin Huerter and Domantas Sabonis. You also have, I believe, Keegan Murray. Maybe I'm stupid. And then you have De'Aaron Fox also keyed on him as well, with DeMar DeRozan as some type of backline help. So Zaccharie Rissacher is around the mid-range. He sees that he's creating an advantage for the offense, at least Trae Young is, and he's going to readjust himself, and then he's going to go up against Domantas Sabonis, and he's going to miss the shot once again. These are shots that you are going to expect to go in once he builds a bigger frame, but then again, these are some shots that should be falling. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is defense, and I'm not saying he's lighting the world on fire defensively, but there are definitely some things that I find intriguing. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this play, because this is something I believe stands out, especially as a rookie. For coaches, this stands out. So Zaccharie Rissacher is somebody who has been struggling from three. 26% from the three-point line, and he's going to get a wide open three, and he's going to miss. Now, he could have did anything. He could have hung his head low, but one thing he does is run in transition. He gets back in the play, and he disturbs this lob pass just for the Hawks to allow an easy dunk to Bilal Coulibaly. But he disturbed the lob, and if they could have got the rebound, they could have prevented a 6-0 run to start the game. So this is something that is very intriguing from him. Okay, so I don't know whether to call this a bad play from Alex Sarr or just a good defensive possession from Rissacher. So as of right now, Alex Sarr is going to get the ball. He's going to try and do a handoff with Jordan Poole, and the screen is almost non-existent, giving Rissacher the availability to try and deflect the shot or to try and get a hand up. But either way, I believe that he has the length, and he recovered in this play really good to really try and get a hand up. I think some of this also has to do with Clint Capella being there, because I also believe if Clint Capella was not in the play, this probably would have just been Jordan Poole downhill. Instead, he has to step back, and it gives Rissacher an easier chance to contest the shot. So you guys let me know in the comment section what you think this play is really for? Like, would this be a good defensive possession for Clint Capella, Zaccharie Rissacher, or just a bad offensive possession from Alex Sarr for not really setting the proper screen on Zaccharie Rissacher to give Jordan Poole the advantage in that play? Okay, this is something else that has to do with his length. He's going to run the transition with Chet Holmgren. Now he is on Chet Holmgren. There's a miss. Holmgren gets the rebound. If we just take a look at Rissacher's wingspan, he's able to contest and make it tough for Chet Holmgren to find another person to kick out to, and he's going to make it tough on a putback that Chet tries to attempt. If you just look at his full wingspan, he makes it tough on Chet Holmgren. That could be a help side rim protector. That could be somebody that plays gaps with the wingspan, and that's somebody that can recover really well defensively given his athletic tools that he was given. So I'm not too low on Rissacher's defense, and I'm extremely high on what Rissacher can become as a player, as a starter, as a complementary piece. Nobody came into this season thinking Rissacher was going to be a superstar, but if he can play at a very, very high level as a starter, as a third starter, a fourth starter, or a high-level role player, I think you got extreme value with Rissacher. Now, we know this may not be the best number one pick, but this is somebody that can complement Trae Young really well and give you 15 to 16 points per game a night and have some really good efficiency and be a above average to average defender. So if you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to find me on TikTok, over at @TheBuzzerSports. If you guys want to find me on Instagram, @TheBuzzerSports. And if you guys want to find me on Twitter, atbsports1. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Peace.